Good morning, folks. This is Sheila E. from Tennessee, and we're going to do a simple old-fashioned recipe for what my mother and grandmother call potato candy, and it really only takes 4 ingredients, and it's leftover mashed potatoes. And this is just some mashed potatoes that I had left over in the refrigerator, and I thought, well, I'm going to do some potato candy, or I'm going to do some potato patties, fried potato patties. So I hadn't done any potato candy this year, so I thought I might try to show you how to do that. So you need at least, you start out about a half a cup. This is a cup full, and then you're going to need peanut butter. Now I use Peter Pan Honey peanut butter, creamy. You can use whatever kind of peanut butter you prefer. Some vanilla flavor and lots of powdered sugar. So what we're going to do, I'm going to take half of this cup of potatoes, and I'm going to put them in my large bowl here. I might ought to just go ahead and do that whole cup, because I start out with 1 whole cup of mashed potatoes. And if you don't have any leftover mashed potatoes, you can always boil you a good sized potato and take it out of the pot, drain it, and mash it up, just rough mash. Put you down here where you can see. Then we're going to start out with, this is a 2-cup measure of powdered sugar, and I'm going to put my sift right here because I don't want any lumps in it. So I'm going to start out with a 2-cup, and that's a heaping cup of powdered sugar. And this can be a messy, this can be a very messy recipe too because of the powdered sugar. I just got powdered sugar everywhere after I cleaned my kitchen last night. So, and every time you touch that bag of powdered sugar, it seems like it just wants to fly everywhere. So I'm going to try to set that right there. And I'm going to get my dishcloths. Well, I don't have one, but we're just going to use this napkin right here and try to get up some of this. And I've got a big old wooden spoon right here that I'm going to use to try to mash this up with. Trying to get some of this powdered sugar up. Alright, so I'm going to put my powdered sugar in my sift, and you can use whatever sift you want. I've got an old-timey sifter. I use it. And the reason, guys, that I've not been on here in a while is because my husband has had hip replacement. And if you recall, back a few months ago, he had total knee replacement. After total knee replacement, they found a nodule on his thyroid, so they took it out. So about 1 year and 8 months, he's had 4 major surgeries. So what I'm going to do now is take my wooden spoon, and I'm going to just use this big stiff thing and just make sure there's not any lumps. Just pushing that through right there. May have to get my other sifter out. But it just takes a few minutes. See how that powdered sugar does? And that was 2 cups of powdered sugar. I'm going to put you on hold till I get this done. Alright, we're back. So now I've got my powdered sugar in here, and I'm just going to take it and mash it down in with my 1 cup of potatoes. And that was 2 cups of powdered sugar. You can sift yours, or you don't really have to. And you can use, some people will use a mixer. And it seems like I have in the past. So anyway, this is how you keep from wasting stuff. And it's going to get, the potatoes are going to break that powdered sugar down. And you'll see that we'll have to add more powdered sugar. Now you see how creamy that's got, and how all that powdered sugar just went to mush. So we're going to try another 2 cups. It takes a lot of powdered sugar, but it's well worth it. Your potato candy will stay in the refrigerator after you make it up in logs. or a long time, just wrap it up in parchment paper and wrap it up in aluminum foil after that and logs, and then you can just take it out and cut it as you need. So that's 1 cup of potatoes, and so far 4 cups of powdered sugar. The more potatoes you use, the more powdered sugar you're going to have to use. And this is it's really good. It's really sweet, very rich, but it's back in my mother's, I guess when she was growing up, they made it. I'm not sure how they, whether they made their own. You can take regular ground sugar and grind it and make powdered sugar too. So that's about 5 cups of powdered sugar. I just put the rest of what I had in that bag. And at this point, I'm going to go ahead and put a good lid full of vanilla flavoring. And you want this to make a consistency of biscuit dough, so you can get it out and roll it to spread your peanut butter on. So that was 5 cups. So I'm going to go ahead and open this second bag. And later on, guys, if I can, we will try to do, get you biscuit dough stuff ready. We'll try to do an apple stack cake if I've got enough stuff to do it with. A small one. It'll be a small one. Old-fashioned apple stack cakes. And they're good too. I just don't make a great big one because a lot of people here eat it. So we're going to try about another cup. So I'm not filling that all the way up. See how that does. So that's a total of 6 cups of powdered sugar to 1 cup of mashed potatoes. If you have any questions or anything, you can always make a comment on the video. I am going to put this one on Facebook, and it'll be on YouTube. Not sure if I'll put it on TikTok. So it looks like, guys, we're going to have to use 1 more cup. And I have a cup measure here. That's a ½ a cup. Let's see what we got over here. So this is going to be our 7th cup of powdered sugar to 1 cup. Because it takes about 6 or 7 to 1 cup of potatoes. Like I said, you want this to where it's like a dough. And then, as you can see, I've got my my blue biscuit roller right out here. So that's what I'm going to use to roll my potato candy dough with. I want to say hi to the girls at UT. My husband had that hip replacement, and some of the girls that were nurses on that floor down there were really nice to me and my husband, and a couple of them got my YouTube channel so they could join me. And thank you all for being so good to my husband and being good to me. I appreciate it so much. So this is getting pretty thick, guys. So what I'm going to do now, you can see that consistency is really, really thick. I'm going to go ahead, and you can use gloves if you want to. I'm just doing this for my family. Now, if I'm doing it to sell or to give away for a gift, I always use my gloves. I got my gloves right here in this drawer, as you can see. So, but what I'm going to do is put me some, make sure there's nothing on here. I'll put me some powdered sugar right here. And that's probably approximately 1.5 cups, 2 cups. Roll your hands, put you some on your hands. We're just going to pour this powdered sugar potato dough out here. Just about most of it. I'm going to leave just a little bit in the bowl. I can always come back and do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to start kneading it, rolling it in that powdered sugar until it gets stiff enough to where we can spread it and roll it and mash it out. Hope you guys can see that. Like I said, if you have any questions, you can put them in the comments. I'll try to go back and answer them for you. Excuse me while I roll that sleeve up. Now you can see that it is getting to almost like a Play-Doh consistency, to where you keep kneading it and you keep folding it, making sure you got plenty of powdered sugar there. And like I said, this is a messy recipe. It's not one of them recipes you can just throw together and have no mess. I'm going to lay this to the side, and I'm going to put me some more powdered sugar on here, and then I'm going to divide this. Always have you about 2 bags of powdered sugar just in case when you're making potato candy. You don't want to run out of powdered sugar. So I'm just going to knead this a little bit more, and then I'm going to divide it. So right here I'm just going to divide it in half, and I'm going to lay this over here and let it sit right there in that powdered sugar. And then I'm going to try to knead this just a little bit more. As you can see, I'm just using my fingers. Now, I'm going to scoot that to the side and just put me a little bit. And now what we're going to do here is we're just going to try to square it out. Always making sure that it's not sticking on the bottom. Well, that just fell apart, so that's telling me that that's not stiff enough. Now you can get it too dry and it won't work. You gotta put some more moisture in it by adding some vanilla flavor or a little bit of more potatoes. So let me see if I can find my little roller here. Let me put you on hold. Alright guys, I couldn't find my little roller, so I'm just got my big biscuit roller here. You want to put powdered sugar on it. Like I said, I've still got this one over here. So I'm going to try to start rolling this. Hope you can see that right there. So you just roll back and forth, just like you would a pie shell dough. Let's see how thin that is. Still needing some powdered sugar under it. So it's falling apart when I try to roll it. You see I'm still kneading it. And I think 1 cup of this will make about 4 or 5 logs. I'm not going to roll this out so thin. It's done a little bit better since I did that. I'm going to take my knife. As you can see, it's not great. It's not a great big thing. So you work with it as you want to work with it. I work with it in smaller batches, and I try to square it off as best you can. And then I just put them over there because we're going to use those too. So now it's time to put our peanut butter. And like I said, I use the honey peanut butter. Creamy. You use whatever you want. And I like a little bit of peanut butter because I like to taste the peanut butter in this. So and you just smear it close to the edge. If you hear that noise, that's my dishwasher. It's right under where I'm working. To me, this honey peanut butter gives it so much more of a flavor. And I also use this in my peanut butter balls too. I use the honey peanut butter with brown sugar instead of white sugar in my peanut butter balls. Alright, now we've got this. And then we're going to put some powdered sugar. Let's see if we can't start rolling it toward us. And if you got a little piece that sticks, you just pull it right up. Ain't no big deal. This is a candy that's when they do it in a bakery and stuff, it's made with a lot of preservatives and stuff, and I just don't like that, so I make my own. And now I'm going to take this part, sort of lift it up, and just take your fingers and go underneath it. If it tries to stick on your whatever you've rolled it out on, you just pull it right up. Throw you some powdered sugar on there. And there we have our first potato log. And you want to square that up. And I'm going to put just a little, and just like that right there. And then you can mash it. And then I'm going to get some wax paper or parchment paper is what I usually use. You see how pretty that is? See the peanut butter in it? And we're going to have a little taste. Pretty good, guys. What you do is you take your piece of parchment paper and you put your log in here. And you see how pretty that is? See how pretty that log is? So we're just going to roll this log up in this parchment paper. Cover them in. And we're going to set that to the side because I've got a container here that I'm going to put them in. And then I'm going to put them in the refrigerator and let them get really, really cold before you cut them. And it's a container with a lid. So I'm going to take that and put it right in here. So then we're going to go on to the next one. So I'm going to put me some more powdered sugar. And you see that little bite right there? See that little bite? I'm going to have a bite of that. Good, good, good. Fattening, but good. And I'm going to roll this one out, guys. And then I'm going to get off of here. And then when I go to cut it, I will take some pictures and add to the video. And this is just called old-fashioned 4-ingredient peanut butter potato candy. It's called potato candy is what it's called. Alright. And I added those little pieces that I cut off of that other too. I'll turn this over, making sure it's not going to stick. We're going to try to get it as square as we can. Let's see if I can't get that to roll up in that. See what we can do here. I don't like wasting anything. Do you guys? See, it just blended right in that. This roll's going to be just a little bit bigger, looks like. Alright. I think it's going to be okay. What we're going to do now is get our peanut butter. You see that's a big old, probably a heaping tablespoon. And then we're going to do another one then. Because this is a bigger potato and flour mixture. And we're going to start rolling it to the end. Just take your spoon and just go back and forth. And like I said, you can use any kind of peanut butter you want to. I'm not sure how the crunchy would do. I've never tried it, but I've tried the regular. I've tried just the creamy and other kinds, and I like it too. If you don't have the honey peanut butter and you want to use the plain creamy, that's fine. A lot of people don't like that honey peanut butter, but it's one of my favorites, especially in baking or making candy. Alright, so we got that. Now we're going to start rolling it toward us. It's almost like you do a cinnamon roll. But this is not flour, this is just potatoes and powdered sugar. And if it comes out a little bit on the end, that's okay too. And there's our second. And that was out of a cut of potatoes. And what I'm doing now is just taking some powdered sugar, shaping it. You want to shape it and sort of like a square log. And then I'm going to get my parchment paper. And I think I might have enough over here for another log. Because this is a good size log right here. You can see that right there. Take my parchment paper, roll it over it. Close the ends of it up, sort of. And I didn't cut the ends off of that one either. It sort of squared up by itself. So guys, I've got a little bit more over here, and I'm going to go ahead and try to get it done. But if you have any comments or questions, be free to put it on the comments, and I'll be sure to answer you. So that is old-fashioned potato candy. Alright? May God bless you and keep you safe. Always smile, because smiles are contagious. And I know a lot of people are going through hard times, and we just have to keep calling on the name of the Lord Jesus. You know, it's just hard these days. I'm sure our ancestors went through hard times, and they made it by the name of Jesus, by holding on to Him and Him holding on to their hand. So be thankful for what we have. Always give God glory, praise, and thanks, for He is worthy. This is Sheila E. Until we see each other again. All right. May God bless you and keep you safe. Have a good day. So I'm show you this last one up close as I roll it. I put this in extra thick peanut butter because I do love the peanut butter. We're just going to start rolling it from the opposite end. And like I said, if it feels sticking under the bottom, just take your finger and pull it right back up. Sort of shape it. If you see little cracks in it, that ain't gonna hurt nothing. Your parchment paper. And this is a long one. Might ought to put that in high, because that's going to be hard to deal with whenever you're trying to roll it up in your parchment paper. Shape that back out there just a little bit. Because once it gets cold, it's going to have the shape that you put it in the refrigerator. Just a second high. We'll close the ends up and put it in your refrigerator. And that's it, folks. All right, Sheila E. from Tennessee.